It's a hoax. It's just a continuation of the Russian witch hunt, which turned out to be phony. The Mueller deal was phony. And now they have this.
President Trump continuing his assault on the impeachment inquiry, calling it a hoax and phony. House Judiciary member and Freedom Caucus Chairman Andy Biggs joins me now. Congressman Biggs, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Charles. Good to be with you.
So what do you make of these latest developments? It feels like, the table or the tide may be turning somewhat here.
Well, I think it's interesting. I mean, I always viewed this as kind of a quasi-criminal investigation that Durham was doing, and I think it really takes it into a grand jury setting, and that's going to be interesting to see what comes out of there, because that's where, if criminal charges are going to occur, they're going to rise right through that that grand jury hearing system.
There was always a lot of frustration about the origins of this investigation, yes. and even more so after the Mueller report was released. And now some folks believe that there was a deliberate attempt to investigate then candidate Trump because of concerns that he would become president of the United States. In your mind, does that reach the level of criminality?
Well, I think it does. First of all, in order to investigate like that, somebody has to give the approval, and they have to get FISA warrants, which is what they did here. They have to go before a court. They have to state things that are accurate under penalty of perjury. That was done here. They're not allowed to spy. Some of these intelligence agencies are not allowed to spy directly on Americans, and they were doing this for political purposes. If that's the case, there's various criminal statutes that are going to come into play here. They should be concerned. There were some people that you mentioned in your last segment that I think ought to be concerned. There's others that were not mentioned that ought to be concerned.
Well, who are they, sir? Who are some of the other ones we didn't mention?
I would look at Bruce and Nellie Orr. I think I'm very concerned about those guys. And I can't remember if you mentioned McCabe. I think McCabe should be concerned. I would even suggest that former DAG Rod Rosenstein should be concerned, because he signed off on at least one of those FISA warrants.
Congressman Biggs, the media, of course, and Democrats, they have a different take on this. The New York Times saying the move is likely to open the Attorney General to accusations that he's trying to deliver a political victory for President Trump. Salon, of course, even further left, went on to say that Bill Barr's alternative universe investigation has a goal: right-wing authoritarian rule. So already you're getting a lot of pushback from the media, obviously a lot of pushback from Democrats. I mean, what are they missing here?
Well, first of all, those folks are missing that when Durham was confirmed, he was confirmed with a lot of Democrat senators praising his integrity, and Bill Barr too. So these guys are considered to be men of integrity, very capable, very honest attorneys general. They've gone after both Democrats and Republicans in their careers. What they're missing is, if this is true, if there are allegations that are provable and that are criminal in nature, that you have the intelligence agencies spying on an opponent in a presidential election, then you have basically undermined the very notion of a constitutional republic. That's what they're missing. They need to. I keep hearing them say, "Oh, we're going to follow the facts." Well, let's follow the facts.
And I think at the very least, we should talk about the reputation of the intelligence community as a whole that needs desperately to be repaired. I do want to bring up Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, because he's telling Republicans that they're going to regret asking for complete transparency in the impeachment inquiry. Take a listen.
Our Republican friends may get what they wished for. All the facts coming out, and they will regret it, because at least from reports, the facts are very, very troubling.
I know the public would love to get all of the facts and make up their own minds, but should Republicans be concerned?
I don't think so. I think that we want justice and accountability, and the best way to do that is to open up the room, let everybody in. And you know what? What Mr. Schumer is not remembering is, we may get a transcript, but that doesn't reflect all the facts. You need to be able to see somebody who's testifying, because when you see them testify, you get to adduce whether they're credible, whether they're telling the truth. So you're adjudicating veracity and credibility, and that's important when you're weighing, if you're the trier of fact. And the Democrats are preventing that from happening, not just to Republicans and not just to the media, but to all of Americans, and that should not happen.
A lot has changed in the last 24 hours, and it feels like maybe the process could be sped up here a little bit. I know that the public has been wanting to get this done, to learn the truth.
Yes.
Is there a chance that that could be happening really soon?
I'm not sure how they can get it done as quickly as they're saying. I mean, Mr. Schiff is now saying that he might actually have some open door hearings at some point. I don't know when he's going to fit those in before the Thanksgiving recess. And then you've got to give it to the Judiciary Committee, and we've got to do our work in there.
Does your work include, by the way, more storming the door if you have to?
If I have to, yes, sir. Yes, sir. If I have to, I'll do it.
Congressman Biggs, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.